Okay, guys, welcome to Vpsa Tonight. As you all know, I am the Gator. Today, a little bit of an abbreviated show because I kind of wanted to talk about a couple things as well as go through the computer projections for this season. It's been a long off season, but you know what? I really think we started to get things right overall. If you haven't heard, we've expanded now to become the VPGN or Virtual Pro Gaming Network. We are looking at expanding into several different games, but what we're going to do is we're going to expand first into hockey. VPSA will always be the staple of the VPGN, so I want you guys to rest assured that the VPSA is priority one and always will be. But it's also good to get some other exposure on the site, get some new people on the site, and try to make it grow. So with that, I just want to talk about the VPSA Soccer.com is pointing right now to the new website, which is VPGN.com. And that has been made, so we can go ahead and grow the site. It has a lot more capabilities in the website. We have a lot more room, a lot more bandwidth, a lot more we can do overall to make it a better experience, not only for the guys in FIFA, but for several other platforms as well. You know what? VPSA Chelsea, yeah, we're looking at expanding into 2K as well. That's probably going to be the next game, is what we're looking at. When we're talking about expansion, we're not only talking about sports games either, guys. We're talking about possibly a Call of Duty expansion. Games that are actually more MLG based, we're thinking about expanding into as well. But we're doing it in steps. We don't want to rush into it and kind of force things right now. 2K would definitely be something with the clubs that we would like to run, so you could use your Virtual Pro. And it's something that's already being discussed. With that being said, another thing I want to mention, if any of you guys in the soccer realm are looking to play in the VPHA, or Virtual Pro Hockey Association, I've just appointed the new commissioner who will be running things over there. His name is Neil Rambo 31. He's very known, in the hockey world. Great player, good guy, good overall guy, funny as hell too, so, if you ever get a chance and you see Neil Rambo just floating around, just say hello. He also plays FIFA as well. I signed him on my team, so I think he's a good addition to the staff. All right, but and all I can see stars. Okay, stars. I didn't know that was you, buddy. I want to give a shout out. It looks like Chelsea is representing well. So let me talk about some of the things we've discussed, just going over the season real quick, and then I'll go into power rankings and all that, and the computer projections. We've gone ahead and set up the schedule. If you look at how the new website works, if you want to get into the forums, all you have to do is go on that top black bar and hit VPSA. Just tap it on your phone or click on the VPSA itself. If you're just looking to If you want the schedule, all you have to do is hover over it, and it'll give you two options, which is the VPSA Hub, which is still the same as the old hub, guys. You're welcome to use that as well. It's got the Twitch feeds, which I'll be updating every week, as well as the boxes, so you guys can see what go to the forum that way if you wish. The other thing are the schedules. It has an option for schedules, which will take you directly into the schedules and statistics area that you need. With that being said, as well as if you want to just look at the forums the old-fashioned way, just click on the VPSA and you're good. You're good to go. The schedule's been has been designed. I believe it runs through January, but there are a lot of breaks in between. I took into account the holidays, guys. I'm not going to make guys play on the holidays. Thanksgiving, Christmas. Those days kind of ran very close, so I'm not going to force people to come in and play during those holidays. So that's why the schedule's a little bit extended. With that being said, I've gotten questions about the cup. There'll be a cup, but it's going to be after the season's over. What I'm trying to do, like I've been planning since last season, but the owners kind of didn't cooperate with me as much this season, is building into a two division format with the relegation involved. And I'm going to say this to start: the relegation is going to begin next. Sorry, guys, I paused by mistake. The relegation will begin next season, where the bottom teams, the bottom three teams from this season, if they do return, would be relegated to the second division with new owners. And then what'll happen is the following season after that, the top three from that division would be moved up, and so on and so forth. So that's the plans for this season, for the following season. This season is just play your butts off and get into a position that'll benefit you. Um, with that being said, I'm not going to go through too many more specifics. One more thing. Strictly Hattie, will be taking a more proactive role this season, since I'll be working on other things to grow the website. So you're going to see him floating around a lot more active. You're also going to see some appointments of people into key positions as we grow. I would expect you guys all to treat these people with the same respect you would treat me or any other staff member. But with that being said, I'm not going to go through it anymore. I'm just going to go ahead and go into the projections and the power rankings. With this being said, guys, I'm going to say this: don't shoot the messenger. This is a computer generation. Let me go through what the computer goes through to figure this out. I'm just going to go through it briefly. It takes your past VPSA stats. It combines them with your stats in the EA server for this season or for this FIFA. And when you combine the two, it pretty much can kind of generate an idea of where you would end up in league play versus your peers. So these are all things that are going to be thrown into this. That when it comes down to it, there are a lot of new guys in this VPSA. There are a lot of guys that have never been seen before. There's some regulars as well who have decided to return. And one of the things I'm telling you, we're building the teams up. Or we were at 8 last season. We're up to 10 this season. I'd like to get somewhere between 16 and 20 next season. So these are all things that we're going to go and discuss later down the road in detail. All right, now with no further ado, I'm going to go into these rankings here, and I'm kind of going to speak. What I'll do is I'm going to start by team, and then I'll kind of go with a synopsis of what I think. And I'll go with the computer kind of throws it. And what I'm going to do, guys, so there's no hard feelings on this, or there's no, issues. I'm just going to say this. I'm going to go top 5. I'm not going to go from 10 to 1 because I don't want it to go where we're naming the last. So here, starting with number 5. Kind of interesting. This team has not signed that many players. But I know Snoopy will find a way like he always does. Bournemouth at number 5. This team has a lot of returning guys from last season. If you look at it, they've kind of combined with the old Goals Gone Wild team from last season. You have Psychotic Element now, who's on that team. Of course, Snoopy, Alex 13999. These are all guys that are, have been in the league before. You also have La Fortune Durand, which is another guy. PTX Fred, PTX Rapid, D Reyes Garcia, and Soccer Paulo. All decent players. My question on this team, and the computer kind of goes the same thing with this, is who's the goalie? That's the big question. Who is the goalie on this team? Maybe Snoopy? But if you kind of take Snoopy's projections and kind of throw it out there, you'll notice that Snoopy is, out of all the goalies, out of 10, he's ranked 7th, based on the computer projection. So I don't know if that's the route they're going to take or they're going to go with somebody else. So at number 5, we have Bournemouth. Number 4. Interesting. This is interesting to me. VPSA Tottenham. Now, what's the interesting thing about Tottenham is bunch of guys I've never seen before, but they seem to rate quite highly. Eagles 513, IX Danny 10. I know I'm familiar with them from IFVPA. Bottomless Pit's a decent defender. Scott Swag City played in LGFA. These guys can cause some damage, but the main thing with them is they got to keep the team together. They also got to sign a couple more players. I think iDeath Angel 69 will do that, and the computer tends to agree. It likes Bottomless Pit at center back, rating him the fourth best center back in the league. It likes Eagles and IX Danny as well up top. Basically, and Black Cougar's ranked high as well. So these guys are probably a team that might be a little bit of a dark horse. I wouldn't put anything past Tottenham, especially now with the signing period coming close to a close for trades and stuff. I don't know. I just see them doing something before game time tomorrow, but maybe that's me. Okay, well, let's see. Number 3. Actually, I'm sorry. Yeah, number 3. Watford. VPSA Watford. Adriano, good player. He's got some decent players. Cavino, which we all know and love. It actually has Julian Camacho 9 as the second-rated center back in the league. So they got what seems to set this team apart from the others is their defense. The defense is rated very high. Cavino's, I'm guessing, maybe playing midfield. He may be playing goalie. I don't know. But if Cavino is playing goalie, he's ranked as the 5th best goalie in the league. So, definitely a lot to watch there, overall. So, Watford comfortably 3rd, honestly. Like, it has Tottenham and Bournemouth kind of going back and forth on 4 and 5, but Watford's comfortably in 3rd. 2nd, Newcastle United. Returning guys. I love my guys. I'm not going to go too much into my guys. Kind of got forced to own again, guys. I really didn't want to own this season, but when FP dropped out, we needed another team. I was honestly going to let these guys kind of roam and do their own thing, but I think we have a solid core. Subi Ross kind of leads the midfield with Killa Aqua, who will be transitioning over to CDM. Sweef is a solid left back. Shadowlack, one of my loved wingers. Bob McStuffin's another midfielder who's going to be crucial. Lord Terry, anyone familiar with WSL knows he's a great striker. Vanquish, top right wing in my opinion. So we have definitely a lot of good players. And then I guess me at striker, but I look at it like this: I just play the game for fun, so I score with my big afro head. We all know this. Okay, and the number 1 team in the ranking for this season, and you know what? I'm gonna be honest. If I had to make a top 5, I would place them there as well. Chelsea. If you look at their team, stars tie, top outside back. Perez is a decent player as long as he passes the ball. Vendifire is a great midfielder. Monkey's another solid player. Lindsay's good at right mid. Jules is another solid player. Felipe, midfielder of the year. Solantes, great CDM. Slickster, another solid outside back. Gallagher Joe, the number 1 rated goalie in the league this season based off the computer. So they got some great players. They got tons of talent. Overall, I would just say, they're a great team. And even though it's kind of funny, Watford won the tournament and those numbers were thrown into there, it still gives the nod to Chelsea. But I will say this, Chelsea, based off the computer rankings, by 0.3. So it's not like you're running away with it. So I'm just going to say it. I honestly got to give you the edge based on experience. You guys have played a long time. I know this is mostly a Stars team, and I know this because I see a bunch of his buddies on this team. So I know that to begin with. All I can say is it's definitely a solid team overall. I would like to see. You know what? I'll tell you this: the computer has them winning the league by 2 games. That's the projection we have here. But I don't know. I think it's going to be a tight race. I really think Watford, Newcastle, like Watford and Newcastle, to give you an example, are neck and neck as well. It could go either way. I think the computer kind of likes the fact that most of the core of Newcastle's coming back, but it's such a minimal amount. With that being said, let me go through some individual stats and kind of go with what the computer likes. And I'm going to start with goalies. I'm just going to go with the top 2 goalies, okay? And it's kind of funny because one of these goalies got suspended for 12 games. And it's a shame because when you throw that 12 games to suspension, if you redo it with him playing a whole season, it gives the nod to that player. But since he's gone for 12 games, that kind of affects what he's doing. Reroute the third gives him 9 clean sheets and a 90% save percentage for the season. So that's impressive. But of course, the number 1 goalie by rank is Gallagher Joe. 15 clean sheets, an 88% save percentage. Gallagher, all I'm going to say to you, and this is just friendly advice, keep your nose clean this season. I know you and I have had our little run-ins with certain things, but I really think you are the best goalie in this league, unless you lose your focus. So with that being said, that's all I have to say, Gallagher. Keep it up and do what you need to do. You played well against us in Newcastle when you guys beat us 3-2, and you know what? I'm happy to see that you're back in the net because a lot of goalies have kind of shied away from playing goalie this season. So, I think it's a good thing. Clean sheets. It has TBG Adam. That's an interesting one. From Sunderland. CDM with 11. Julian Camacho with 14. And then it has Slickster with 15. Those are the ones with the most clean sheets. Interesting. I kind of expect Slickster to be there. Stars, I think, will be up there as well. The computer omitted him for some odd reason, but if I'm guessing Slickster's got 15, I'll put Stars up there with 15 because they're like husband and wife. They play side by side, one on each end. But overall, Julian, I'm going to say this. Solid center back. One of the better ones I've seen. So I'll be honest, if I were you guys, watch out for him. I would try to stay away from his side. Top midfielders. Okay, it's got PTX Fred as a CDM with 12 clean sheets as well. 9 goals and 18 assists. That's a good season for a CDM if he gets that. Vanquish TM from Newcastle. 18 assists with 9 goals. He normally plays wing, but we classify that as a mid here. Willie Mojica. 12 goals and 17 assists. Well, that's pretty normal for Willie, especially if he's playing cam. So Willie's a solid player. Felipe 11. Midfielder, it's projecting Felipe again as midfielder of the year and first team of the season with 22 assists and 13 goals. Honorable mentions. Lindsey Mack, 8 goals and 16 assists. So, interesting overall to see how things kind of rank up with the mids. Now, here's an interesting thing. Strikers, it's all over the place. It likes young Ronaldo 9 up there, but young Ronaldo, I'm hearing, may not play much. But if Ronaldo does play a full season, it ranks Ronaldo leading the league in goals with 24 goals and 14 assists. It has me at 21 and 13 with a 7.5 average match rating. Lord Terry, 18 goals, 14 assists. It likes Perez, too. 16 goals with 18 assists and an average match rating of 8.2. So, honestly, there are a couple players it seems to like. Other notables that I'll mention Orange Apple, 14 goals, 12 assists. Let's see who else stands out on this list. X10, El Messi, which we know as Messi 10 XL from last season. 14 goals and 13 assists. Average match rating of 8.3 though. I'm just scanning, guys. I'm just looking at names. Trying to see if there's anything else that stands out. Oh, Redwoody. Forgot to mention you, bud. CDM. 12 clean sheets, 4 goals, and 14 assists. Interesting. That's a good season for CDM. I like CDMs that pump out those assists. Honestly, guys, there are a lot of teams here that are going to succeed and do well. If I haven't mentioned certain guys, I'm sorry. There's only so many I can mention. I'm still looking at guys here. It likes Alex Madrid at center back, giving him 12 clean sheets. Let's see. I'm trying to mention someone from every team so nobody feels, left out. And for some reason, it likes Cobra Snake 14. I've never seen this guy play, but it gives him 8 goals and 9 assists. So, definitely, when you look at the numbers and you look at everything, it's definitely going to be an entertaining season. I think, be honest with you, it'll probably be a closer season than the others just because of the absence of FP, because FP was an amazing club, and it's a shame that no one has taken over and tried to bring that team back. With that being said, I don't know if you guys know the situation with Edward Willian committed to being an owner. And what happened with Willian is he decided to back the team out, and when he did that, and I'll say this to every owner that's listening tonight, the ban is 2 seasons. So, definitely, I just want to say, owners, run your teams. I don't want to see any crap this season. Also, I need to know if any owner is having issue with their logins for stats. The email was sent out. It was sent out, I believe, on Wednesday. If you do not have an email with instructions on how to set up your login, you need to get with me before tomorrow game time. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. That's pretty much it for me, guys. I'll just read some of the stuff I see here before I go. Felipe predicting getting midfield of the year again. Well, I'm sure I'm going to go for that golden ball. Good luck, Felipe. I'll be in that conversation as well. I look at it this way, guys. I try to do what I can to make the league successful. We're growing at an exponential rate, and I want you guys to know we plan on being here for a very, very long time. So with that being said, I want to thank each and every one of you for coming back this season, and we're going to do some more creative stuff to make it fun for everybody. So when I look for it, I look at, just the overall growth going to be amazing, and I want to thank each and every one of you for being a part of that. So with that being said, the Gator is out for the night. Tomorrow, let's get these games in. I don't want to see any forfeits. I don't want to see any crap. Everyone be on time and ready to go. All right, with that being said, good night, everybody. Thank you for tuning in, and, Sorry, I paused it again. I want to thank everyone for tuning in, and everyone have a good night.